Yun. Okay. Game. Yun. So, what's up, Team Bear? So, this is Berio of BerioTrades.com. So, welcome again for another video. So, in this video, basically, I will be doing a quarterly debrief for Q2 2024 as well as a forward guidance video no, on what might happen for Q2. I mean, Q3 2024. So, ang bilis, lumipas lang yung 3 months and ang daming nangyari sa markets recently, no? So, as we all know, nag-pull back yung market, then nag-recover, then right now parang nagko-consolidate. So, ang daming events like kala natin magkakaroon na ng rate cuts, then comes the higher for longer narrative coming back again. And then right now, parang yun ulit yung resumption of the narrative na magkakaroon ulit ng possible rate hikes due to the due to higher unemployment and possible deflationary uh, effects no of the drop in US oil no. So recently nagkaroon ng drop in US oil. Later on include natin yan in our macro analysis. So we will be doing a review, a market review and market analysis on the US market. TSE tatry ko i-review as well and crypto no? So let's get into it. Let's start our video with the US market. Okay, so let's look at the heat map, no? The ETF heat map of the US market. So looking at equities, the equity space, so looking at the S&P 500 ETF. So for this quarter, okay naman yung nangyari. So 3.61% up yung S&P 500. The Qs is up din as well ng 2.46%. So the SPY actually outperformed the Qs this quarter. So we experienced some surge in S&P 500 names. Actually, nung Friday. So halos last 10 minutes, last 15 minutes, nagkaroon ng end of day buying. No? So bumalik yung bulls. Actually, nag-recover yung market the last 30 minutes, the last 10 minutes of Friday. So the Qs is actually doing good as well. Except IWM, no? Our small cap index, the Russell 2000 ETF is actually halos unchanged by 0.61%. So out of all indices, including MDY na up ng 3.36%, we can see that the small cap index yung pinakamahina out of all our main indices. So dahil nga din doon sa ano no, the small caps are the most interest rate sensitive na index or segment no in the market. So S&P 500 halos lahat ng companies diyan are doing good and even the Qs and mid caps as well. So mga interest rate sensitive tong ano nasa small caps natin. So looking at the other ETFs no, looking at other sectors and market groups and themes. So looking at the semiconductor ETF, SMH, we can see that it's doing good. Actually, great outperformance, great volume as well for this quarter. This month, no? So volume times price in a monthly basis yung ano natin, yung size ng box natin. So we can see that the semiconductor ETF is up ng 12.31%. XLF, the financial sector, Spider sector is up by 3.25%. XLE, ang pinakamalakas right now this quarter, up ng 7.42%. So actually, I think XLU yung pinakamalakas eh. So 17.46% yung XLU natin. So we can see that money is flowing toward defensives and yung mga re-inflation plays, no? Like XLE, XLU, XLP, consumer staples is halos up ng 4.16%. And ayun, halos lahat nga ng pera is dumadaloy sa defensives or dumaloy yung pera to defensives in this Q2 2024. So XLK, the tech sector for this quarter halos unchanged, 1.28%. But actually, XLK, nag-recover siya the last month of this quarter. So we can see that the start of Q2 March, laki ng decline ng XLK and nadala niya yung market no, yung overall indices like S&P 500, our Qs, nahatak niya din pababa yun no. Since one of the biggest components in XLK is yung Nvidia and other Mag 7 names. So right now, okay naman yung XLK, halos unchanged lang, no, on a quarterly basis, but doing good, no, for the uh last 2 months of this quarter. So XLI 2.11%. We can see that RSP, the equal weighted S&P 500, is actually doing a flat movement, no. So RSP versus the SPY. So let's do a benchmark, no, or the spread. So we can see that S&P 500 greatly outperformed the RSP or yung S&P 500 na equal weighted. So ibig sabihin lang nun na for this quarter, we can say that money flowed toward the mega caps and the large cap names. Uh, but actually, RSP is, looking at the chart itself, maganda yung ginawa niya din this quarter, no. So the start of the quarter, nagkaroon ng big decline. It recovered above MA50, this blue line. Even broke below the MA50 for the last 3 days of the this quarter, but recovered nung Friday. So basically, it tells us na bulls are back, no? In terms of the broader market, broader index of the S&P 500. But looking at the chart of RSP, so hindi ko masasabi na ano to bearish reversal kagad to, since if we will be taking consider of uh, the current market cycle, no, or the current cycle of RSP or the Wyckoff cycle of RSP, we are still on an early stage markup. So ito yung big accumulation base natin. So halos nag-accumulate yan since 2022 up to 2024. So that's 2 years of good accumulation. Nag-range lang siya from 125, 123, papuntang 150. Then nag-breakout, nag-all-time high, retested the MA100, but right now, recovering above the MA50 line, 50-day SMA line. So basically, on a broader market perspective, dapat hindi ka pa rin dapat maging super bearish, no. We can tell that this is just a dip, or we are still on an early stage uptrend. So that's RSP, and actually this is also considered as a market breadth indicator since equal weighted to ng S&P 500 names, 'di ba? So instead of looking at the market in terms of advanced decline line, in terms of net 52-week high, 52-week lows, pwedeng RSP na lang. That's a better and much healthier indicator of the broader market, no. So ayun, right now may outperformance lang S&P 500 versus the RSP. So for me, ang pinaka-focus pa rin natin for this coming quarter is to put more capital or to put more exposure toward the large cap names or mega cap names. So malaki pa rin yung upside niya, upside potential. So looking at the S&P 500, we can say that it nicely retested the MA50 line, itong blue line natin. And overall, it closed above MA20, and looking at the MA configuration, MA20 is above MA50 and MA50 is above MA100, where all key MAs aside from MA10 is all pointing to the upside. So overall, end of quarter, the S&P 500 RSP is doing good, no. Actually, yun lang yung masasabi ko. Still doing good. This is just a dip, and we are still on an early stage markup. So measure targets wise, no. So this is the accumulation base of S&P 500. So accumulation, from the accumulation base, if looking at it in terms of Wyckoff terms, so the measured target basically is the mid-stage markup. Target is the 1618 target. So 554 pa, and malayo pa yung pinaka main target natin, which is at 618. So nasa 6,000 level yon for the SPX. So malayo-layo pa yung targets natin, no, for measured targets natin for the S&P 500. So looking at it in terms of the volume as well, the Friday candle was actually good, 1.85 relative volume. And on the weekly terms, it did a good hammer candle. although we are seeing some divergences, no? So, bearish case for the S&P 500. So, hindi naman tayo dapat palaging bullish lang, no? Or simply to be bullish lang dahil dun sa technicals na nakikita natin. But looking at the bigger picture, looking at the higher time frame level, we can see that the S&P 500 did a higher high in terms of price, but we can see that the RSI is doing a lower high. And actually pointing downwards yung S&P 500 natin on the weekly. So what we don't want to see for the S&P 500 to do is to break below or re-break below the 520 level. So once it closes on the weekly below the 518 level, dapat medyo mag-ingat tayo since in terms of RSI theory, this is a short duration RSI bear div. A short duration RSI bear div is something na dapat di mo naman dapat ikatakot, but dapat consider mo na super ano siya, great signal siya for pent-up supply. It's a strong signal na there is pent-up supply. Pwedeng there can be a strong profit taking or something like that. Or pwedeng magkaroon ng trigger ng fear or snowball effect of snowball effect in selling. So based on the RSI, no. So since RSI is based on the average gains and losses, no, of the closing prices, and it's creating a lower high, there is some signal of weakness, no? Some signal of weakness since your RSI is a stronger indicator, no, of bull and bear strength. For me. Yun yung ano ko, yun yung perspective ko in terms of the technicals. So yun, that's the bear case. It's doing a possible double top on the weekly. A double top pattern with a lower high in RSI. That's an RSI bear div on the weekly. A short duration RSI bear div on the weekly. So that's S&P 500. So start of quarter, did the pullback, a short pullback. MA 100 supported the S&P 500. Recovered on the mid of April, and then all throughout May, did a good rally. So what sparked this counter rally and what sparked its down move nung Q1, first half of Q1, no? So we can see that the XY rallied from the start of March. So it tightened financial conditions, and that served as a headwind, no, for the financial markets, in general equities. So we can see that the DXY rallied, and then right now testing its support level at the MA 100 line. So what we want to see for the DXY is to decline further, below this support trend line. So if dalawang cases lang yan, no, it's either actually tatlo, but overall, if DXY drops below MA 100, this red line, then that's a hindi naman guarantee, but a high probability bull case scenario for equities. So bullish for equities if it drops below the MA 100 line, even breaking below this support trend line. But if we experience the XY to rally again toward the 107, 106 level, then we can experience some weakness this first half of Q3. So seasonality wise, actually June is a good month in general, no? So this is the Stock Traders Almanac of 2024 by Jeffrey Hirsch. So based on the Nasdaq index na lang, no. So sige, tingnan din natin Dow Jones, but in terms of the Nasdaq Composite, average change niya, let's look at June. So 0.8% average percent change niya. And number of up months on the test, 29 up months, 23 down months. So there is a probability based on historical analysis na around 55% of the time the month of June for the Nasdaq is a good month or a positive month. So in terms of ranking, nasa top 8 siya actually. So January is the strongest, in general is the strongest month. April is next, November, December, May, then June. So actually April for this year is actually bad, but seasonality wise, April is a good month, no, in general. So June on average gives us a 0.8%, 0.8% average percent gain on a monthly basis. So let's hope for the best, no, but expect the worst as always. So kailangan lang prepared tayo. So balik tayo dun sa Qs, I mean balik tayo sa indices natin. So same thing, halos ganun din yung performance ng S&P 500. Halos ganun din yung performance ng Qs with the S&P 500. For the first half of the month, I mean for the first half of the quarter, really bad movement, but actually natural lang siya for this up move, no? For the first quarter of the year, halos walang makapigil sa Qs. Strong uptrending channel, broke below the channel, then tested our MA100 as support. Although it broke below the MA100 support, but actually, ang pinaka naging support level niya is the anchored VWAP no October 2023. So the October 2023 low. So that's the anchored VWAP level, and it served as the strong support for the Qs. So should we experience a super sharp pullback, then look at the anchored VWAP of October 2023. So if we experience that double top event, or the bear case na double top and then RSI bear dip, then the expected strong support for the month of June, month of July is at 420 level. So parang ititrail niya yan, and then might create a sharp pullback towards that anchored VWAP again. So a second test, a high probability, hindi naman high probability, but a possibility for a second test, no, of the anchored VWAP. So that was the first test. If we should expect a second test, a possible second test, then at 420 yung next level na titignan natin. So looking at the volume profile, no, of this trading range of this quarter, actually halos tutumbukin niya din yung value area low at 430. Sige, medyo gumugulo na yung ating chart, but basically should we expect the support, or should we look for support nasa 430 420 level. So medyo malaking range siya, no, basically. So meron din tayong makikitang gap dito. So pwede mag-gap fill. So that's the bear case. But since we are still on a strong uptrend, short term wise, we can see that MA50, MA100, and MA20 is still trending upward, no? Zoom in natin. Actually, medyo flat yung MA50 natin, but we can consider it as still uptrending. It actually re-inflected. Nag-down slope siya nung first half of the quarter, Q2, but re-inflected to the upside yung MA50 natin. Yung MA50 line natin is the blue line. And ayun, looking at the Qs, we can see that maganda naman yung recovery niya nung Friday. Kailangan lang natin maka-experience sa follow through this week. So that's one thing na we should expect, or we should expect, no, should the bull case materialize. So that's the Qs, no. Break above 460 automatic, we can experience a follow through rally. This is just a nice MA20 pullback, or a retest or a retest of the previous swing high nung 2024, or I mean March 2024. Yun. So kailangan lang natin na follow through. But if the first half of June we close below 450, 446, then dapat medyo staying cautious ka, no, for the Qs, for Nasdaq names. So IWM, our small cap index, our Russell 2000 ETF, basically ganun din. Actually ito yung pinakamahina, no, out of all indices. Supported at MA50. What we want to see for the small caps to do is to break above 210, obviously, no. Break below 202, then we can experience a test toward 190. So if it breaks below 202, then there's something wrong with the market. Most likely, the market is pricing in a higher for longer narrative to stay, no? But right now the market is actually pricing in further rate cuts dahil dun sa core PCE na na-experience natin nung nung Friday. So core PCE for the month of April 0.2% with a consensus of 0.3%. So we experienced a drop in core PCE, which is the most preferred inflation benchmark or inflation marker of the Fed or the Central Bank of US. So on a year on year basis, actually in line with previous month lang din, in line with um, the expectations of the market, no? In terms of year on year. So yan. So let's hope na sana mag-drop na rin talaga tong inflation natin, yung core PC and whatnot. But for this month of May, we can see that we are having a drop in NFP, non-farm payroll. So 175 versus the consensus. So there is a drop or there is a spike in unemployment basically, no. And it showed May 3 data. 3.9% versus the consensus of 3.8%. So we can see that services PMI is also contracting below 50 level na siya versus the consensus of 52. So right now we are seeing some resurgence, no, of possible rate cuts. So that's one good news na tinitingnan natin. But actually core inflation, CPI, PPI, actually there we experience a spike this month of April. But overall we can see that building permits is dropping. We are seeing some weaknesses, no? Actually, super mixed yung data recently, no, sa macro perspective. But ang pinakasimpleng pwede natin gawin is to look at the US 10-year yields, no? What the bond market is pricing in. So actually, the US 10-year yield created a lower high. So it created a strong rally from March to April, no? Halos from 4.1, 4.2, umabot ng 4.7. So halos 0.5% increase yung ginawa ng US 10-year yield. So this served as a headwind. This served as a headwind for the equities. So isa to sa mga reasons bakit nag-drop yung market nung first half of Q2, no? And nung nag-drop yung US 10-year nung second half of Q2, that served as a tailwind, no, for equities. So right now, what we want to see for US 10-year yields is to create this or to validate this lower high action, no. So right now, what we want to see is a break below MA50, no, on the daily time frame. So itong blue line, if we break below MA50 again, that's gonna be a good thing for stocks. That's gonna be a good thing for crypto, even actually, you know. So it will ease financial conditions if US 10-year yields drop. So bear case, break above the 4.6 level again, then that's gonna be a bad thing for the stock market. So that's our 10-year yields. So 2-year, same thing, halos ganun din yung ginalaw, ng US 30. No? So halos ganun pa rin, inverted pa rin yung yield curve. Although medyo mixed na yung ginagawa niya, no? So US 2-year is higher than 10-year, then 30-year yield is higher than 10-year yield. So hindi ko alam kung ano yung tawag dito, yung pinaka-formal na tawag dito, but basically 10-year lang yung tinitingnan ko to make it simple. To look at the perspective if financial conditions are tightening or easing. So leading signal siya for me. So US oil, let's look at US oil. So one of the macro benchmarks na tinitingnan ko for inflation. So nice yung ginawa niya for the month of April. From start of April, nag-drop siya to end of April ng halos 11%. So this was almost an 11% drop from peak to trough, and it reflected, no, in inflation data. So we can see that US oil is dropping below MA 100, this red line, and MA50 is re-inflecting to the downside. So a drop in US oil is actually a good thing in the markets since ang pinaka-goal ng Fed is to lower inflation, 'di ba? Right now, yun yung pinaka focus nila. So if US oil drops, then that will that may drop inflation or decrease inflation, no, na na-experience in terms of CPI, in terms of PCE na metrics. So right now we are seeing in terms of the short-term perspective, no, ng US oil. So looking at this consolidation structure, so medyo choppy yung ginawa niya, no. But for me, maganda yung ginawa niya nung end of May. So actually, it created this bull trap. Nag-break above siya dito sa trading range na yan. And then, sinupalpal, no? So, 3 red cross, yung candlestick pattern na yan. That's a really bearish pattern, no, for US oil. And if US oil drops, then that's gonna be good for stocks, no? So, if US oil supports at 77 and re-breaks 80, then that's gonna be bad for the markets. Maybe our US 10-year will react to the US oil movement. Then, possibly aangat na naman yung dalawang yan, yung US 10-year and the DXY. So that's our intermarket relationships or inter-asset correlations and relationships and analysis, no. So looking at liquidity, our liquidity benchmark excluding the bank term funding program, actually wala na yan. We can see that we are experiencing some spike in liquidity, no. So drop in liquidity on the first half of this quarter. So let's simplify. Remove ko lang yung indicators natin. I mean yung drawings. So let's look at the liquidity benchmark. So this is the Fed liquidity benchmark in terms of the Federal Reserve assets, the Treasury General accounts, the reverse repo facility. Itong bank term funding program, wala na yan. So basically, let's look at it in terms of the start of Q1. I mean Q2, sorry. So Q2. So March, decrease in liquidity. We experienced a strong drop in liquidity nung start of March. Nag-decline and bottom nung mid-April. I mean end of April. And right now we are experiencing multiple weeks of net liquidity injections. So right now, nag-support siya at MA100. So the last time it happened was nung end of December. So actually during Q2, we historical wise we experienced some liquidity drain, no. Actually since dahil dun sa sa tax season for this quarter. As well as yun nga terms of the TGA account, right now we are seeing some, kailangan ko ba i-discuss to? Wait lang. So Treasury General account. So Treasury General account is the checking account of the US government. So if the Treasury General account is rising, then that's pulling or it's sucking liquidity in the financial system and even the real economy. So money is flowing toward the checking account of the US government. So that is headwind. That is a strong headwind, no, in equities and even the bond market. I mean, in US equities na lang, no, or in risk assets. So right now we are experiencing a drop in the TGA account. Then actually that's actually good, no, for equities, and where we are seeing, no, a technical bull trap in the Treasury General account. Nag-break out sa 850, nag-peak at 930, then right now the US government is unloading its cash, no. So looking at the reverse repo facility as well, it's draining again, and overall downtrend to downtrend. So we are expecting another momentum downward, no. Should it break below 400 level, 400 billion. So technicals lang, no. But actually tama bang i-apply yung technicals dito? Maybe, maybe not, but looking at patterns on its own, bull traps are a good thing, no? If you're bearish on the asset you're looking at. So if TJ account, the WT region is declining, then that's good for equities. So that's it. Looking at global liquidity, so including Bank of Japan, including People's Bank of China, and European Central Bank, we are seeing some injections in liquidity. No? So possibly this is a bear trap. Possibly this is a bear trap. So break below this candle, break below this support level, or maybe nag-support na siya at 24 trillion. Should we experience an uptick, an up move in global liquidity, then that's going to be good for the stock market and risk assets in general. So further money printing, further easing of financial conditions yung may experience natin. So Mag 7, discuss ko na ba yung Mag 7? So tignan muna natin yung tignan ulit natin yung ETF heat map natin. So anything unusual for this quarter? So actually, KWeb did good this month. So 12.87% up yung KWeb. No? So regional banking names are doing good. This quarter. No? So KWeb. So nag-bottom ng April, mid-April. Nag-consolidate lang then right now. Did a strong rally. Right now, pulling back toward the MA50 line. So looking at commodities, one of the main talk of the town, no, recently yung breakout ng silver and gold. So looking at SLV at XAG, so right now breaking above multi-year highs. So broke above the 2020 high, and we can declare this as a reaccumulation structure or Wyckoff reaccumulation. So this is a possible complex inverse head and shoulder, no? So multiple left shoulder, a big head, multiple right shoulder. So basically this is an accumulation structure, no? So tagal nag-accumulate ng mga funds, ng institutions, nag-breakout right now and consolidating, no? So we are still on an early stage uptrend, early stage markup. So expect some bullishness na in SLV, no? Should this rebreak above the 29 level or 30, much better, round number area of SLV. So XAG halos parehas lang yan ng movement. So if you want to trade commodities, pwedeng yung GLD, SLV na lang bilhin mo. If you are trading in IBKR and the US market. So much better yan, much better instead of buying CFDs. Yung CFDs, no. Wala kang laban diyan if ever na magsara yung broker mo or whatever. For example, you're trading in, ayaw mag-drop ng name, no, but CFD brokers. Much better if you buy GLD or SLV na lang. Mas safe yung pera mo. So, yun. Right now, GLD created this bull trap. I can't consider this as a bull trap or something, but a possible double top and an RSI bear div is being shown in terms of the GLD, no? So, let's look at itumbok nga natin dito. Yan. So, tumbok ko siya dito. Then, tumbok ko siya sa high. So, we are seeing a lower high in RSI. So, for me, for GLD, for gold, I think this is a short-term top for gold. So, possibly for for Q3, for this coming quarter, mag-consolidate lang tayo dito. Mag-consolidate lang tayo dito sa structure na yan. So, possibly we can experience a triangle since this is a possible higher low, no? So should that triangle pattern materialize, maybe Q4 play ulit yung GLD. So historically I think Q4 is a good month, a good quarter for gold name, for gold in general. And uh, precious metal names. So let's look at PDBC, one of our inflation markers. So this is a commodity ETF. Nicely done yung ginawa niya, no? So nung before May ended, medyo nag-flash to ng warning signal to sa akin eh. So kala ko tong breakout na yan uh, will create a strong uptrend no? Or might give or possibly give birth to a strong uptrend in PDBC. So the last time PDBC created a strong uptrend, it gave birth to the bear market, to the 2022 bear market, 2022 bear market. So since PDBC is a commodity ETF, a consolidated commodity ETF, if commodities are doing good or is on a strong uptrend, then ang pinaka-effect niyan is higher inflation. If higher inflation, then the Fed will increase interest rates, no, or further rate hikes. So the last time was nung nag-breakout nung January 2022. So what happened nung 2022? Tignan lang natin yung S&P 500. Simplihan na lang natin. After January 2022, created this strong bear market for the S&P 500 and equities in general. So this was a bad year for stocks. So kaya ko rin tinatangak tong PDBC, no? Basically. So what we don't want to see for PDBC is to break above 1450, 1470, no? And create another uptrend. So what we want to see for PDBC is to just range, or much better if it breaks below this this $13 area. So ito, yan. So if PDBC breaks below 13, then that's a strong sign na inflation is being tamed. Wag naman sana deflationary yung ma-experience sa market, but if we experience deflation, disinflation, then the government, or I mean the Central Bank of US, the Federal Reserve, will just possibly print money. Then that's good for equities, or possibly just decrease interest rates, also good for equities. But ayun, PDBC, looking at PDBC, breaking below MA50, then this is a strong sign na we might experience a good disinflation next disinflationary months, no? Or wag naman deflationary na super makaapekto or create a recession in the US. So that's commodities. Looking at fixed income, so TLT this quarter down ng 3.2%. Our corporate bond ETF, junk bonds, HYG, halos unchanged. AGG, halos unchanged yung natin, mga bond ETFs natin, except TLT. So looking at Bitcoin, so GBTC up ng 7.82% this quarter. IBIT, FBTC, halos lahat ng crypto ETFs is doing good this quarter, or did good this quarter. Okay, so let's look at individual names. So for the quarter, for the second quarter of 2024, individual stocks na tinitignan natin. So basically, yung laki ng box is based on the value traded. We don't look at the ETF we don't look at heat maps in terms of market cap. Pwede naman yun, but for me, ang gusto ko is yung value traded. Para makita ko din yung liquidity and yung activity, yung daloy ng pera toward specific names na tinitignan natin. So Nvidia, siya yung pinaka-clear leader for this quarter. So alam nyo na yan, earnings beat was really hindi naman unexpected, but isa yun sa mga pinaka-catalyst kay Nvidia. So Apple this quarter did good as well, 7.07%. So SMCI, one of the main darlings in mid caps, actually dating small cap, is down this quarter 11%. Qualcomm 28.02%. Micron did good as well, 36%. So Dell, although isa to sa mga pinakamalakas nung first half of nung nung April to May, malakas yung Dell, but nahatak ng earnings yung performance ng Dell eh. So, deeply damaged yung chart ni Dell right now, no? So, possibly, we can experience a gap fill. So, if the gap fill scenario materialize, then expect a possible swing play, no? A possible swing play towards the gap fill. So, that's Dell. Hindi na natin masyado titignan yung iba. So, Berkshire, sige, Mag 7 muna, no? So, Apple, Nvidia. So, looking at Tesla down ng 11%, halos 12%. So, Meta is down 5.18%, one of the hyperscalers in SOCMED and AI, down ng 5.14%. Google is actually one of the main AI leaders right now, hyperscaler as well, at an all-time high and still on an early stage uptrend, early stage markup, and did good this quarter, no? So, halos medyo bagal lang ating internet. So, this quarter, Google is up ng, saan na ba yung performance natin? So, quarter, 24.61%. Up si Google ng 24.61%. So, medyo bagal lang natin, heat map natin, no? But basically, sige, T1. So, out of the Mag 7 names, ang pinakamalakas talaga, no, is Nvidia and Google. So, puntahan natin yung Mag 7 index. So, this is the price-weighted Mag 7 index. Actually, all-time high, near all-time high, pulled back to the MA10 line, 10-day SMA line. And out of all Mag 7 names, Amazon down, Meta halos deeply underperformed this quarter. Nvidia outperformed, Tesla halos unchanged, but actually this quarter down siya ng 11%. Microsoft, ganda na sana, meron din ako nito na nabili ko siya at 410, 408. Ano lang eh, nadali lang ng Salesforce, yung decline in CRM, no? So nadamay siya si Microsoft. So Apple this quarter did good, halos actually unchanged yan. But nice recovery yung ginagawa niya ngayon, no? So tagal na niyan nag-range. So since July 2023, nag-range na siya. If it breaks above 196, then we can experience a strong move in Apple. So that's Apple. Google, nakita na natin yan, no? So AMD, out of all semiconductor names, AMD pinaka main loser natin. Then in tech name, and considering din to, airline and aerospace and defense, Boeing, down siya ng halos 12%. So that's our Mag 7 index. Sige, ano yung next? Sige. So let's look at the crypto market. Sige, so let's look at crypto. So looking at BTC, halos still in a range. So after its ang tawag dun, Bitcoin halving. The last halving was kailan ba yan? I think April or March, hindi ko na matandaan, but in our Q2 game plan video, ang pinaka in-anticipate natin for Bitcoin is to create a sideways movement or consolidation, reaccumulation structure for a quarter or so. No? So basically, historical wise, after every Bitcoin halving, it's either nag-consolidate siya. So nung first halving lang siya nag-rally ng malakas, no? Outright nag-rally ng malakas. I think 2012 yun. No, 2012 or 2011. So 2016 halving, 2017 halving, nag-consolidate yung BTC. Sige, hindi na natin titingnan, no? But basically, you can go back to my Q2 game plan, no? game plan video. Nasa site natin yan, inberiotrades.com. So basically, ayun nga, no, we anticipated that Bitcoin will just do a sideways movement. So right now, maybe it's ripe for it to move higher, no? So Bitcoin, halos uptrending na yung MA50 natin, re-inflecting to the upside na siya. So for this quarter, no? MA50 nag-downtick siya, nag-downslope siya, then right now re-inflecting. So we are seeing a technical a good thing in terms of technicals for BTC. Although nagkaroon siya ng ng parang death cross or some sort. Pero you have your MA100 still uptrending. So for me, hindi ko siya ma-consider talaga sa strong death cross. I only consider a strong death cross if MA100 is trending downward or downsloping. So right now, MA20 is upsloping, MA100 is upsloping, MA50 is re-inflecting to the upside. So sa akin, if BTC breaks above the 70K again, we can experience a possible breakout na rin towards above 74K. So maybe ripe na siya or hinog na siya for the taking ng BTC. So maybe ito yung maging star natin for Q3. Lalong-lalo na due to the election period or campaign period. I think mag-start na yung campaign period, no? And we can experience a possible, isa to sa mga possible na maging main talking points this election campaign period. No, maybe maging pro-crypto sila, whatever, yada yada. Gamitin nila yun as campaign something, but that can spike some optimism in Bitcoin. No, since gagamitin nila yun as a campaign weapon. Isa yun sa mga possible narratives or catalyst for Bitcoin. Okay, so ETH, USDT. So ganun din. Broke above this wedge for the first half of the quarter of Q2. Nag-decline siya, broke below MA100, re-breaked the MA100 line nicely with a bullish engulfing pattern or candle. Then right now, consolidating. So for me, this is a bullish structure for ETH. We can experience a possible up move again for ETH maybe on the second half of June or maybe end of June. So usually yung mga ganyang move after a bullish engulfing candle, ano siya nagkikreate yan ng mga 1 to 2 week consolidation structure, maybe a month. So minimum of 1 month, or I mean max of 1 month, pinaka-optimal dyan for a strong rally or a momentum rally for ETH for these kinds of structures. So BNB, looking at BNB, doing good pa rin, no? So creating this tightening pattern, parang VCP, parang ano din siya, ascending triangle. So this is a possible play this Q3 as well, BNB. So yan, hindi na natin masyado titingnan yung ibang so sige, total 3 na lang, no? So excluding BTC and ETH. So actually BTC ganda ng chart, ETH as well, but total 3 out of all the indices or benchmarks na tinitingnan natin in crypto, actually ito creating a lower high, and we are experiencing a downsloping MA50 pa rin. So overall, what we want to see for total 3, maybe if total 3 breaks above 700B or the 700 level, then altcoin season again. So hindi ko na masyadong di-discuss to since I'm not actually actively trading crypto right now. So usually during high impact events or high impact news releases lang ako nagte-trade. So hinahedge ko lang yung correlated names. So that's Bitcoin. Maybe there's a possible play this Q3. So for me, as a hindi naman pure, but majority of my capital is in the US market, maybe I'll just go with MSTR or Coinbase. no? So one of the names na tinitingnan ko is Coinbase right now. Broke below MA50, then right now recovering above MA50. Although on Friday, no, broke below MA50 again. So what I want to see for Coinbase is to re-break MA50 line and for MA50 to re-inflect to the upside again. So that's Coinbase. So isa yun sa mga gustong posisyonan or possible swing plays na pwede ko i-trade. MSTR as well, after its channel breakdown, channel breakout, creating this nice coil above ME50. So this is a possible play na tinitingnan ko din. So actually correlated siya with BTC. So if BTC is re-breaking or breaking out of its all-time high again, then most likely MSTR will follow through again or move along with BTC. So that's MSTR. So right now we are already 51 minutes in. Sige. So today is June 2 pala, no, 2024. It's around 9:27 p.m. Sinisingit ko lang to, no? Actually para to give value for everyone, no? So this is actually free for everyone. And in my internal team, I focus on looking for nice market groups na pwedeng pag-focusan. So for example, ito BTP Market Groups dashboard. So I look for nice market groups and we look for plays in these market groups. So right now, semiconductors is leading in terms of our composite score. Metals and mining as well. Aerospace and defense doing good. So ito yung mga names, RTX, LMT. So you most likely you can see some setups in those names. So gold miners, broadline retail, and nasa top 10 natin yung NatGas names and EV names. So electric vehicle names. So electric vehicle names, we have Nvidia, Qualcomm, Google, Microsoft. Actually, medyo hindi na to hindi na to electric vehicles related na ETF for me. More of ano na siya AI. AI na siya, no? So, yun. This quarter pala, no? This quarter, let's look at the quarterly change of all market groups. Para ma-highlight natin yung mga malalakas. So, metals and mining this quarter, malakas. Gold miners, China equities. So, one of the main groups na pwede mo din tignan, no? Although I'm not gonna go deep on the narratives and whatnot, pero bigay ko na rin sa inyo one of the strongest names in for this quarter is China. Oil and gas this quarter as well. Cannabis, although medyo shaky yung ano niya, yung names underlying in cannabis. For me, medyo mahirap siya i-trade. Maybe ako lang nahihirapan, pero it's not my preferred market group. So, property insurance, doing good as well. Nasaan ba yung property and insurance? Casualty, 4.52% this quarter. KBWP. So, banks as well, major banking names is doing good this quarter. Or did good this quarter. SOCMED names as well. So, pinaka big decliners natin this quarter is Transpo names, cybersecurity, most likely dahil dun sa CrowdStrike and saan ba yan? And Avco. Most like CrowdStrike, I think broke below MA50. So recently broke below MA50 and may upcoming earnings siya this June 4. So that's cybersecurity. So that's our market groups. Sige, maybe wrap up na tayo para hindi masyado mahaba yung ano natin, quarterly debrief and forward guidance. So basically for me, my focus is still on the utilities and tech names, tech related sector, tech related names. So this quarter utilities still doing good. So money is flowing toward utilities dahil na rin most likely dun sa AI narrative. So data centers projected na tumaas yung electricity consumption nila by 2x, 3x for the coming years, no? So utilities isa yan sa mga magbe-benefit na sectors and the AI boom. Utilities. So ni SO, CG, tignan nyo na lang yung mga individual names na yan. You can pause this video. So VST, pinakamalakas actually for me. So strong uptrend, di mo pagilan yan. Stopped out lang tayo sa 68. So right now, almost nasa 100 level na tayo, Livermore level, round number area. So that's VST. So semiconductors, nandyan pa rin. Yung names na yan. Dark horse ko for this quarter is uranium. So uranium names like CCJ, UEC, isa yun sa mga names sa pwede nating tignan in mining and nuclear. So earnings calendar this coming week. Ito lang naman yung mga names, no? Medyo minor lang, like GitLab, CrowdStrike in cybersecurity, Lululemon in consumer discretionary apparel retail, SMTC, hindi masyado, Victoria's Secret, apparel din. So NIO in China and EV, IoT in DocuSign. So not a major earnings week, actually. So, looking at the internals, sige, let's look at our internals, market internals, then let's wrap up the video. So, MMTW, percent of stocks above 20-day average. So, nicely recovering, most likely recovering above at 50. So, once it recovers above 50, we can experience another swing high or another up move swing or rally in the markets. If it resists at 50 level, then that's gonna be bad for the market, then most likely we're gonna experience a market decline. So that's MMTW. Looking at MMFI, quantity of percent of stocks above 50-day average. So above 50, above MA50 tong MMFI natin. So that's good, no? So broader market is actually doing good. So most stocks are above their 50-day average. So that's MMFI. Sige, tingnan natin yung market swing monitor natin. So past 10 days lang yan. So super short, hindi naman super short term but considered as may swing duration perspective, no? Kaya nga siya market swing monitor. So I track the internals in terms of net advance declines, volume spikes, momentum, yada yada. So on Friday, we experienced a positive print in net advance decline. So that's good. So no Wednesday and Thursday, we experienced some strong selling in the markets recently, for the past week. Net volume spikes again printed the positive and daily momentum ratio. So most names are up noong Friday ng more than 5%. Although itong 20-day new high, new low data natin is still on a negative print, but in terms of rate of changes, for me, great improvement na rin to. So, ibig sabihin lang nun na humuhupa na yung selling and the markets are recovering in some way in terms of relatively in terms of the past 4 days, past 5 days. So, okay. So, basically, we are seeing some recovery then in net 52-week high, 52-week low data, but still on a negative, still printing negatives. 50-day new high, new low data versus nung Thursday, doing good as well. In terms of names or quantity of names above below 20-day SMA, still negative, but medyo may na-experience tayong recovery, no? In terms of names above 20-day SMA. So that's our market internals, no? So pinaka recent na market internals. So let's look at high impact news this coming week. Sige, this week. So we have manufacturing PMI, services PMI, JOLTS, this week. So medyo high volatility event yung may experience natin on Tuesday. On Wednesday, actually critical ano din to, high impact news din to, services. PMI, if we experience a contraction, then that's actually good for equities, no? Since the market might possibly price in further rate cuts since the services PMI is contracting. So on Friday, super high impact news. So labor data, so NFP, unemployment rate. So if unemployment rate remains the same, 3.9%, then halos non-event siya, or possibly the market might take it as a dovish news. No? So if 3.8% yung print on unemployment rate, then possibly the market might decline, since the market might possibly price in again na higher for longer to remain or uh, to stay. So the NFP expecting na should be lower. Bull case for equities if NFP drops below the consensus or goes below consensus. So sadly, bad news is good news for equities. Pero yun, unemployment rate and NFP high impact news yan. So on Friday, this week, the 23rd week of the year, we might experience some volatility. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, high volatility days yan, no? So Monday, I'm expecting a follow-through buying. Depende na rin sa manufacturing PMI print. So 10 p.m. releases and 8:30 p.m. releases for the NFP and unemployment rate. So let's look at CME Fed Watch tool. Ano ba yung pina-price in ng bond market in terms of rate cuts? Saan tayo papunta in terms of interest rates? So let's look at the probabilities. Let's look at, saan ba yan? Yan, probabilities. So dito na lang tayo, no, sa aggregated. Let's not look at the conditional. So aggregated, high probability rate cut. So tama ba to? So unchanged on July, unchanged. I mean June, July, unchanged. On September, possibly mag-rate cut tayo, 62% probability. So November, another possible rate cut. Then on December, high probability rate cut as well. So the market is pricing in 3 rate cuts this year. So that's good for the markets, for equities. So expecting some bullishness this June. Something lang na to discuss, no. So on June 21, 2024, it is considered as a quad witching date. So ano ba yung quad witching date? Ano ba yung quad witching event? Basically, a quad witching event is a simultaneous expiration ng 4 or 3 financial derivative contracts like stock index futures, stock index options, single stock options, single stock futures. So basically, it might vacuum or suck liquidity in the markets, no, on June 21. So expecting some bearishness on June 21 and the coming days. I mean, the lag effect of the quad witching. So June 21, kailan ba to? June 21, Friday, third week of June. So Friday. So if you're a swing trader, take care na lang, no? So take note and take care on June 21. So the last quad witching was March 15. So ano yung nangyari ng March 15? Ano nangyari ng March 15? Ano ba yan? So gap down. So a day before quad witching, red day. Friday, March 15, red day. So same thing with the Qs. So March 15, March 15. So, gap down yung Qs. So, one day before the quad witching date, red day. So, usually before quad witching and after quad witching, although nag-recover yung market nung March 18 na, usually, yung quad witching week, 3 days before quad witching and 2 days after quad witching is generally a distribution day. Distribution day. Or basically a net short or a bearish day. No? So, something to look forward and to take caution, no, on June 21. So, that's our review in the market. So, may nalimutan lang ako, the Philippine stock market, sorry. So, load muna natin yung yung stock market heat map natin in the Philippine market. So, this quarter, pangit talaga yung PSE, no? Dahil na rin sa stronger dollar. So, kahit na nagde-decline na yung dollar recently, lakas pa rin, talagang in general, mahina yung peso. So, this quarter, big declines coming from PSE names like BDO, negative 15%, Ali, ALI, negative 25%, SM Prime, down as well, AC, actually pinaka-resilient enough na yung BPI, and outperform ICT, 18%. No? So this quarter, ICT, Monde, Globe, Converge, yan yung mga malalakas, even MWC, Bell, a speculative name, up, and ASEN is up this quarter. So kahit na yung PSCI, in general, looking at the chart, PSCI, kahit on a quarterly basis, no, laking decline. After its bull trap dito at 7K, talagang lugmok, bugbog ang index natin in the local market. So even breaking below the April April low, no? So down ng 9% from peak to trough, or roughly 9 to 10% from peak to trough nung March 2024. So actually, yung consolidate pa yun, kala natin maging bullish ang PSCI. But this bull trap created a snowball effect in selling. No? So, isa din sa mga main factors ng USD PHP. So, kahit na yung DXY natin, parang nakapagtaka to, no? Honestly, medyo nakapagtaka to. Yung DXY natin from mid-April, nag-decline na siya ng around 3%, 4%. Actually, 2% lang pala, sorry. From peak to trough. But, USD PHP, guys, medyo alarming for me, alarming to for me. At 58.50, 58 58 kontra dolyar na tayo, 58 pesos kontra dolyar. So strong weakening in our Philippine peso. So if Philippine peso is weakening, talaga bang ano lang, logic lang, 'di ba? If you're a foreign investor, para ba ilagay mo yung pera, para mo ba i-convert yung pera mo to peso if ganyan yung nangyayari na humihina yung peso? Parang hindi, 'di ba? Tapos ilalagay mo sa stock market. It's not actually logical. And looking at the index as well, talagang flashing red lights, no? Yung index flashing red lights as well, yung USD PHP. So further, we might experience further pain in the PSEI in the local markets unless we recover above 6.4. So if this structure support, if price recovers above this structural support, then we might experience a counter rally in PSEI. A counter rally toward MA50 lang. No? So this MA50 line can serve or might serve as your dynamic resistance in the local markets. May mga outliers may mga outliers naman like ICT, 'di ba? ICT, sorry, So consolidating might re-break this flag pattern, no? So we also have ASEN, 'di ba? We also have ASEN for this quarter, creating a flag. So big volume lang ng big volume ng Friday, I don't know why, pero something to look at yung ganyang mga volume. So possibly we can experience a breakout if it breaks out of the MA10 line, then breaks above 5 pesos, so board lot change na naman yung ASEN, then we can experience a rally toward 6 pesos. That's a possibility. No? So actually, this is also a resistance area, 550, 550, 546. So buy on dip opportunity for ASEN. So another another outlier in WC. So tested MA20 and might break above 28 again, MWC. Next resistance is at, wait lang at 30 pesos. 30 pesos. Tama ba? Tama ba to? Yan, 30 pesos. Tama. So medyo buggy lang yung chart paminsan kay TradingView in the Philippine market. So pwedeng tingnan nyo invest MWC, possibly itetest na yung 30 pesos. So that's one of the outliers. So, hindi ko na masyado i-discuss yung ibang local names. But basically, yan, mga malalakas. So APX, pwede rin. Creating this flag, creating this pullback at MA20. We also have Monde, sige na nga, since mabilis lang din. So testing MA20 as well. A break above 1160, 1150. Pwedeng trigger na yan to rebuy Monde. No? So APX, maganda, na-discuss na rin yan. Bell, hindi ko lang alam, no, with Bell, but, saan na ba yan? So, Bell. Saan na ba yung Bell? So, wala dito eh. So, tingnan nyo na lang yung chart, then matik naman yan eh. So, Double Dragon, up din ng 41%, although low value traded. So, low value traded din yung Bell. So, just focus on high liquidity names, no, na nag-recover like MWC, ASEN, CNPF, maganda rin, all-time high din yan. No? So, Century Pacific, although medyo high volatility name din yan, medyo choppy. So, you need to widen your stops. So, yun, di na kasi ako active in the local market US market. So, in the US market, hindi ko na masyadong i-discuss yung mga individual names na tinitingnan ko. But, I'm leaning toward playing around Kava. I also have Nvidia. I still have Nvidia. I bought it at 918. I still have ARM. I still have Eli Lilly. So ito yung mga names na meron ako. Ito Burlington, yung medyas. I also have Burlington. So a post earnings gapper play. I mean post earnings gap play. Power earnings gap play. Burlington. So that's one of my short-term trades. I have Elf Beauty as well and ADI. So ADI, post-earnings announcement thrift play, can also be considered as power earnings gap play with the pullback bias, no? ADI. So that's the name. These are the following names that I have a position in the US market. So yun, that ends my video. So I hope na nag-guide ko kayo kahit papano in the possibilities, the high probability events, and yung mga kailangan nating pag-ingatan in this coming quarter. So election campaign period na, so expecting na the TGA account, the Treasury General account will be unwinded, or we can experience liquidity injections, no, basically. So if we experience liquidity injections coming from the TGA accounts, the reverse repo facility, and yung monetary policy stance ng Fed mag-ease, if we experience further decline in inflation or a resumption in decline in inflation and higher unemployment rates and a weaker labor market, then multiple tailwinds sa may experience sa market. So that's the bull case, diba? Bear case is pwedeng mag-reinflate, di natin alam. Di mo masabi, syempre wala naman tayong bolang crystal, but something to be prepared of lang din, no? Should we see that the macroeconomic data tells us na kailangan mo maging cautious or something like that. kunwari, nag-spike yung US 10-year, nag-spike yung DXY, nag-spike yung US oil, etc., etc., then, kailangan mo mag-ingat. Kailangan mo mag-ingat in general. No? Ano pa ba? May nalilimutan pa akong sabihin eh. So, that's a bear case naman, no? So, another thing na dapat nating pag-ingatan, no? So, recently, US, sana ba yun? Parang, ang alam ko, US permits Ukraine to something Russia. Yun. So, Biden permits Ukraine to carry out limited strikes within Russia. So, this one of the biggest news na tingin ko hindi lang nakikita ng lahat. But, isa to sa mga consider ko din, no? So, this might be a possible Black Swan event na looming. No? Given that the S&P 500 is creating this bearish divergence on the weekly, even the Qs, no? Hopefully, hindi naman mangyari to World War III or a bigger war if Ukraine bombs yung inner Russia, no? Or a possible nuclear war, hopefully not. But that's a possibility, no? That's a possibility na dapat tayong prepared din, no? So, parang ano lang din eh. Tandaan niyo yung yung February 2020 COVID-19 event, 'di ba? So January, February tumataas yung COVID something something yung news about COVID, no? Then nung dumating lang sa Italy nung bandang March, nung nagkaroon ng series of deaths in Italy, in the Eurozone, doon lang na-alarm yung market, no? So the market is actually quite, hindi naman dumb, but madali siya ma-blindside sa mga bagay na parang ganyan. Parang yung COVID, yung mga Black Swan events. So hopefully hindi naman mangyari yan, but ano lang, no? Something to be cautious of. So hopefully, let's pray everyone na hindi mangyari yun. Yung Black Swan event na yun. And itong mga ganitong klaseng senseless wars, no? So, wala namang dinudulot yan. Unless, basta wala siyang dinudulot. No? So, hopefully, hindi naman mangyari yun. So, yun. So, that ends my video. I hope na na-educate ko kayo. Natulungan ko kayo in some manner. So, na discuss ko naman ano yung nangyari in the indices, in the bigger macro perspective and whatnot. And I hope na prepare ko din kayo for this coming quarter. So I wish everyone the best for this Q3, for the coming weeks, for the coming months of Q3 2024. So let's make a killing. Let's protect our profits. Let's manage our risk as always. Diba? And ayun, if may questions kayo, just PM me, just put it in the comment section. If hindi ka pa nakasubscribe in my page, I mean in my YouTube channel, please please subscribe, no, para makapag-produce tayo or ma-motivate ako mag-produce ng mga ganitong videos for everyone, no, to consume and to inform everyone on what I am seeing in the market. So medyo blabbermouth lang ako and medyo nag-stutter pa minsan, but I hope na de-deliver ko naman yung message sa inyo, no. So if nagustuhan mo yung video, please like the video. If hindi, kindly PM me ano yung mga pwede kong improve and whatnot. So that's it. Good luck, God bless, and good night. Have a great Q3 2024.